Okay, guys, so I'm going to carry on. This is the second tutorial here in relation to graphic scores. And in this one, we're actually going to create a graphic score. And there's also going to be a little bit at the end of this one about some contemporary composers I'd like to have a look at, particularly John Cage, who was kind of a pioneer of the graphic score, I suppose, and contemporary music. Okay, all right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just going to flick over to Paint here. Okay, so this is, you'll actually probably see there that I have one made already. This is my practice run, okay? And this is important to stress. I need everybody to be aware of this, that while a graphic score might look quite random and might look like just kind of random images or pictures just thrown onto a page, a lot of thought has to go into it. So I'm not just kind of making this up here, okay? We have planned this graphic score. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to write a piece of music for two instruments, the violin and the clarinet. They just happen to be the first two instruments I thought of. Okay, don't look into that at all. There's no reason for me picking those two notes. Okay, so I've got my blank canvas here, and I'm going to write a short piece of music for violin and clarinet on this page. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a color to illustrate each instrument here. So I'm going to click on pink here, my stylus. And I'm going to change it. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so pink is going to refer to the clarinet. Okay, so if the color pink is there, I'm going to actually change my text color to black for this because I just think it's better to. All right, change my text color. There we go. Okay, well, it hasn't changed anything. I don't know why that, but I'll leave it just for the sake of time. I'll leave it at that. Okay, I'm going to use this shade of blue to represent the violin. So when you see that color blue, that's going to represent the violin. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm making my key, and this is it. You have to give the performers a key. You have to tell them and explain to them clearly beforehand what these images mean, what your page actually means. Okay, so then I'm going to, because my piece of music is going to be quite, it's going to be pretty straightforward. I'm going to just do some kind of rising and descending passages, and I'm going to use some long notes, and I'm going to use some short notes. Okay, so what I'm going to now, I'm going to refer back to, I'm going to go to black here because this can refer to either instrument. Okay, so if the performer sees this, okay, I'm going to use that as the key, as a key to, or a code to long notes ascending and descending. Okay, would help to spell it right as well. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of come up with the opposite of that. There, well, not the opposite. Okay, do it, idea. Do it like this. That's going to mean short notes ascending and descending. Okay. And okay, next, now I really should have aligned that text box a little bit better. Next thing, I'm going to kind of write a code for long notes. Okay. Okay, so that's going to mean long notes. And then this, as you probably guessed, is going to mean short notes. Now, then the next thing is, how am I actually going to, how is the composer, is the musician to read it? So I'm going to write, I'm going to say that the score is to be read, read line 1. This is going to be as if we were reading in English book. Read line 1 from left to right. Then line 2, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so the musicians know kind of how they're reading it. It's always helpful. And obviously line 2, That one. Okay. And finally, I'm just going to put some dynamics as well. Okay, so let's say red circle. I'm going to say that means play loud. And I'm going to take, let's say, a light green. Whoops, sorry. I'm going to say light green means play soft. So put that there. So that's my kind of dynamics key. Okay, so and that's my my key done. Okay, I'm finished with my key. It's now time to write my piece of music. Okay. So line 1 is going to be here. Okay, and I'm going to start off with the clarinet playing long notes, ascending and descending. I'm then going to have the violin playing long notes, ascending and descending. I'm then going to have them both together playing long notes, ascending and descending. So I'm going to put them at the same time. Okay. Line 2. And sorry, I suppose I should pick a dynamic there. So I'm going to put a red circle around them. Oh, I suppose that means I'm going to stay playing loud. Then line 2, I'm going to start off with the violin playing long note, followed by some short notes. And then I'm going to have the clarinet playing a long note, followed by some short notes. Okay, and then I'm going to have line 3, and I'm going to have them both just playing long notes together at the same time. So there we go. That's line 3. And then that's it. Okay, that's where my piece of music ends. Okay, I was going to write in. Okay, yeah, I think I will. So coordinate. We saw this in one of our pieces in our book. So coordinate ending with eye contact and take a bow. There we go. Bow, not bow. Okay. Now, what you need to do here now, so I'm finished writing my score. Very short piece of music. With your phone or something like that, okay, any device at all, just take a picture of this score now, because I'm going to go into Soundtrap now. And I'm going to take a picture of my score myself. So Soundtrap, guys. So Soundtrap is something that again I've used from time to time in class. And I'm going to use it in a bit more detail here, okay? So Soundtrap, you go into soundtrap.com. You probably have an account set up already. I'm going to add a new track. And the first track is going to be, well, sorry, what did we actually choose to write first? First thing we chose to write for was a clarinet. So that is in the woodwind family. Okay, and it's already said it was a clarinet. Okay, so I'm going to record. The first thing I've written is long notes ascending and descending on the clarinet. So here we go. I'm going to record this. 2-bar introduction. Okay, so I've recorded a couple of long notes and short notes ascending and descending there. Okay, and then we're going to add a track. Okay, and the next instrument is violin, which is obviously in the strings family. It's down the string sections there, but we'll just change it to violin. Okay, violin orchestral. Okay, and it just after the clarinet has played its long notes, it goes into violin playing its long notes here. So I just want to see. I'm not sure why I don't see this. Okay, so I'm just going to go back a little bit here. Okay, here we go. Okay, violin comes in now. And then after that, they both play long notes together. So I'll carry on staying in my violin. So they're just the notes that I've chosen. Again, you can pick whatever notes you want. Let's go down here. Okay, so the clarinet, around there, has to do its long notes at the same time. Sorry. Okay, stop that. I need to see my keyboard. Where the keyboard has gone. Oh, instrument. Sorry. Instrument. Okay. So here we go. Different notes this time. Okay, there we go. And then after that, in line 2, we've got the violin playing a long note and then some short notes. So we're back into the violin. Violin. Okay. Show instruments. There we go. Violin, long notes and some short notes. And at the same, then we have the clarinet playing some long note and short notes. Oops, didn't mean to put that. Clarinet, same thing, long note and short notes. Show instruments. That didn't work there. Okay, so you get the gist. So here's my score so far. Okay, this is what this actually sounds like. So you can take out your picture and you can see how this kind of refers to the piece going along. Okay, I have it muted. That's why that happens. Okay, so so here's what my piece sounds like so far. Okay, so there we go. So that's what it sounded like. Sorry, up until that point there. That was the piece that we did. Okay, so so that's the first 2 lines of my graphic score. Okay, now following on from that, guys, I would like you to have a look at John Cage. Okay, so John Cage there, I've left a little piece of information about John Cage from Sounds Good 1. Okay, John Cage is probably his most famous piece would have been it's listed there. It's called 4 minutes 33 seconds. It's literally a piece of 4 minutes and 33 seconds of absolute silence. But he was making the point that, well, there actually isn't any silence really. You know that when you're listening to this piece of music, you get to hear all the sounds of the world around you, and no matter where you listen to this piece of music, if you want to call it that, there is always some sound going around you to kind of listen to and observe and so on. So read that page there. It's page 124 from Sounds Good 1. And then I've put a little video here of his Sonata number 6 for prepared piano. Prepared piano, again, is this piano we looked at in class where you've got nuts and bolts and anything you want to do put in between the strings in the piano. Just give you a little clip of it here. And so on, and again in your own time I suggest kind of having listen to that yourself. And then here is a list of some other contemporary composers. Okay, now when we come to assess this, and this is prep and homework that you should be doing, okay, listen to some music by these other contemporary composers, okay, and write a brief program note on one of them and one piece of music by one of these composers here, and then make up a playlist of 4 contemporary pieces of music, their composers, their title, and this will be tested. You will be expected to know some of this for your assessments. Okay, thanks guys, have fun, bye now.